Alright, so this is task. This is class exercise number 7, task A. In the video part, it's actually part 4. Alright, so as we go along with this thing, so we left off on that light bulb, and you saw how the light bulb can be changed, and how you can change the attribute with the light bulb value, the attribute value with it. Next, we're going to talk about JavaScript can also change the HTML styles of the CSS as well. So in here, with this is I'm just going to leave this and come down. It's the same document as what you've been working on is task.a.html with it. So what I would like for you to do is we're going to look at the little come down here in this code right here. I'm going to say I want to take the same task A part 2 right here with it. So I'm going to say I'm just document this as this is class has task A part I hate to call this part 3. I don't want to confuse you. Part 3 with the video. Video is part 4 with it. But do the same thing. I'm just going to put everything in between here, so we can just keep this, and I'm going to put everything in between here with it. So start here. So this will be start. This will be start here. All right. So if you're keeping track of what's going on with it, so this is what we're going to go into. So again, remember now I have several paragraph tags in here, and the first paragraph ID, I call it ID equals demo. So I have to give this a different name this time. I can't call it demo anymore in this next exercise. So guess what? I'm going to call this demo with a 1. So for now, let me do this. I'm going to do a paragraph tag. I'm going to do ID equal in a quote demo 1. Different from, I can't call it demo, I have to call it demo 1 with a number 1 after it. And then I'm going to close that, come to the right of that, and I'm going to say something along the line JavaScript can change the style of an HTML element. Okay, and we're going to see how this works with it. So I'm going to come inside of this, between this paragraph tag right now with it. I'm going to open up a button. Same thing as what we've been doing, is a button with it. So with this button, I'm going to call this as a type equal button. Come to the right of that. I'm going to say when on click, inside of this, I'm going to still use the document variable get element by ID, which is this one right here, and I'm going to pass inside of this, open up that parentheses, alright, left parentheses, single quote. I'm going to call this demo 1, demo 1, alright. I can't call it demo anymore because I already used the word demo, so this has to be a different spelling. So come to the right of that single quote, close that off with it, and then I'm going to do a dot style dot font size, which is this one right here. Alright, so I'm going to change this font size in here to an apostrophe 35 pixel. Alright, so come to the right of that parentheses, that apostrophe, hit another right arrow key to it, moves it to another right with it. I'm going to close that off, and it closes off. So I'm in between on the button, I'm going to say click me, so something along that line with it, right? So let me zoom in on this line. This is, and I'm going to explain this in a little second here. So let me zoom in. And this little button right here, this is what we're doing, is we're changing the actual element inside of this. This is not an attribute, we're changing as the element with JavaScript with it. So this is the demo 1 ID. So this is what you're passing across is inside of this particular quote when you get the ID with it. And here's the dot syntax. It's dot style dot font size. You're going to change the font size to 35. Alright. So make sure you get the quotes properly. It looks exactly like this with it. It has to be exactly like this. If this doesn't work, it won't work with it. Again, I'm going to do Control S, saves it, Saves this task. Let me zoom back out with it. I just hit Control minus and Control plus to zoom in, zoom out on this, okay? And if you want, right mouse click on it, open with live server, and it's going to open up with the live server. I want to drag this to over here so you could see, and this is our light bulb on the top. And if I click on Click Me in here, and you see it changes the font to JavaScript to change style to HTML. Okay, so again, it's one of those, I just refreshed it, and that's what's supposed to happen. So I need for you to actually take a screenshot of what's before, and then after you take the, click on it, take the screenshot what's after it, before and after for me, and paste onto the document for me, all right? So this is one segment with it that I want you to do with it. Let me continue on. We're about 6 minutes in this. I have a few more things I need to cover with you. So once you have that, the other things I need to talk to you about is that JavaScript can also not only could change the styles and your attribute and the elements and all that stuff with it, but you can actually show and hide some stuff that's going on in here with it as well. Well, so in the display, when you actually have a display that you're on a demo here, we're going to actually look at it. So besides, you know, what we're going to do is let's go back to this code right here. Let's go back to this code right here. In this code, let me just take this next part right here. Let me just take this next part right here. And this is let's call this thing part 4. I don't know. Starts, and then this is the end of part 4, so we know. Part 4 ends right here with it. All right. So in between this is what I would like for you to do is it's the same thing. Do a paragraph tag for me in this. And in here, the ID now needs to be another different, right? You can't call the same demo or demo 1 anymore, right? You can call this thing demo what? Guess what? It's going to be demo 2, right? So it's a different demo you're on a call, and we're going to actually just do, closing off that, I'm going to say JavaScript can hide HTML elements, okay? And if you come to the right of this paragraph and hit enter, and here we go. We're going to go in. We're going to still say the button. Take the same set of code that you, matter of fact, here's what we're going to do. Just to make things a little bit more simpler, I want to take the same line of code on the top. Just copy that. Make sure you don't have any syntax errors on the top with it. And we're going to edit this a little bit more with it. So it's going to say button. Type is still button with this. On click is still document, get element by ID. This time you're going to change this to what? Instead of demo 1, you're going to do this to demo 2 with it. And instead of doing style, you're not going to use style, you're going to use another object that's called display. So instead of the word style, you're going to do a display. You're going to set that display. Remove that, all that quote that you have in here. You're going to change that display to equal to apostrophe none. Okay, and this looks, and then you have a single apostrophe on the between the none on the beginning and the ending, and then the double apostrophe at the end of that. Can you all see that difference? And still leave the click me if you want to. That's fine with it. So take a good look at that before I save this, before I view this on the live server with it. And I'm going to do right mouse click, live server. So it looks like this right now. Here it is with it. So JavaScript can hide the HTML element. I click on click me. Alright, hold on. Give me a second. My bad. I left out a keyword, the style. Alright. So come back over here. If you find your, you see where it says, where it says demo 2 dot right here. I need to put the word style in there. My apology. And dot. So it reads like this. This is the correct spelling. I left out this word style. My apology with it. So Control S saves it. Make sure you save it for me. Make sure you take a good look at this. This is where before I go to the live server. Okay, let me show you that. Make sure you have this. It says button, type button. On click and have the proper punctuation. Make sure it says demo 2, and this is the part that I left, is the dot style dot display equal to none, meaning it's gonna hide it. All right. So if you save this, Control S saves it. Right mouse click on it. Live server. So let me show you what this looks like. I'm going to minimize this, refresh this, and click me. It should hide it. You see that? And just collapse it and hides it with as well. So it hides it with. That's what. Again, I like for you to take a screenshot of this part only, and click the screenshot after what it looks like after you click on it, and paste it into your assignment with it. Okay. All right. Let me.